Hello, everyone. Welcome to FMS 410, U.S. Diversity and Visual Culture, Summer Session 2016. If you've reached this lecture, you've done the first thing I've asked you to do, so congratulations. My name is Zach Saltz. I'm the instructor for FMS 410 this summer. And in this video lecture, we're going to be exploring what the course looks like. We're going to be going over the syllabus. We're going to take a look at the Blackboard site, and at the very end we'll go over some basic definitions, some working definitions that we'll be using as a way to organize and structure the content of the class. So I've asked you to open the syllabus also, and it might be a good idea to kind of read along with me as we go over the syllabus. Again, I don't want to read everything in detail. That might take several hours. But what I'd like to do is maybe highlight some major points that you'll want to remember as we go through the course. And the first major point is my contact information. I am a frequent email checker. You're free to email me. I expect a response within the day. You're also free to contact me with my phone number. Free to text, call, whatever. I know some professors, some instructors are a little iffy about that. I don't really care. So that's the first step. If you have any questions about the class, any questions about structure, grading, assignments, anything, do not hesitate to email or call or text me. We also have a Twitter account for this course, FMS 410. Now I want you to keep in mind that I'm recording this lecture on Thursday, June 2nd, so some things you might see as we look at the Blackboard site and on our Twitter might not look quite the same. I've maybe updated and added a few materials. So hopefully you're watching this no later than Tuesday, June 7th, the first day of the class. So let's look at the course description here. This course examines the way in which diversity in the United States, including race, class, gender, and sexuality, and those are our four big social identifications that basically organize the course, are represented through visual culture, particularly film, TV, and media, especially film and TV. We analyze how images communicate systems of beliefs, contribute to identity formation, and influence our thinking. Now, these issues are often complex and fraught. The goal of this course is to introduce and employ the necessary analytical tools to explore, challenge, and articulate how this difference is represented in visual culture. So it's not an easy course. Many of these topics aren't always easy to talk about. The point is not to make you comfortable much of the time. The point is discomfort and to kind of take you out of maybe your experiences as a student, as an individual. Through analysis of images in visual culture, this class examines ideological underpinnings, historical relationships, cultural implications, and value assumptions. Okay, so there's the course description. Again, I'm going to kind of let you read over some of these larger components of the syllabus, but I do want to reiterate a couple of things. This course is 100% online. We do not have face-to-face communication. We try to emulate it in some ways with our assignments in the course, but it is entirely online. It's a short summer course, June 7th to July 1st. That means frequent deadlines, a lot of material to cover in a short time frame, and not a whole lot of flexibility. So it's really recommended that you stay on task with the syllabus. You should plan to participate actively and often. So to complete this course, you're going to need two things: consistent access to a computer with internet connection. Smartphones and tablets they're not adequate substitutes. And then the second thing you're going to need is time. This isn't a class that you can just sort of do in your spare time. This is going to take real commitment on your end, and it's also going to take quite a bit of self-discipline and self-motivation. Everyone reads and writes and absorbs different information at a different pace, but I've generally recommended that we designate about 20 to 30 hours per week for the class, which on the outset might sound like a lot, but remember, we're compressing basically 16 weeks of a full semester's length course into 4 weeks. So the course requirements, here's some good news. There are no assigned textbooks for this course. Yay! All the readings are going to be on Blackboard. But along with the readings, we also have screenings, and this is where you might have a couple of requirements. We are going to screen film and TV texts from basically three sources. some of which you might have subscriptions to already, some of which you might need to purchase a subscription to. So the first source is Netflix. I believe Netflix offers a 30-day trial, so if you already have an account, good for you. If not, try to find one or subscribe yourself. Amazon Instant Video is another source we're going to be getting some of our screenings from. You don't necessarily need to open an account on Amazon, but Amazon Prime might have some of these screenings at a reduced rate. You should allot generally 15, maybe $20 to streaming fees over the course of the semester. So keep that in mind. And then we have a few media texts that we're going to be streaming off Canopy, which is a free streaming service provided through the University of Kansas Libraries. Okay, so let's go to grading. The class is out of 300 points. The 300 points is coming from 6 different areas. Let's look at each of them a little bit. The first is the reading and screening reports. Every day I'm asking you to basically take notes and interact with the readings and screenings that you have on a daily basis. You'll notice that this is worth 75 points because there are 15 individual course topics times 5 points per topic. Now, these are going to be due Sunday nights at midnight, and that's another thing to notice. We have deadlines in this class that will always be on Sundays and Wednesdays, okay? Keep that in your head. Sundays, Wednesdays, Sundays, Wednesdays. If you go through a Sunday and you haven't turned anything in, you might want to double check the syllabus, okay? Reading and screening reports are due Sunday nights at midnight. What I'm asking you to do with these, I don't want each day to be an individual document. I really want it to be like a journal. So have just one document online, or a Word or PDF with all your reports in it, because Blackboard will only let you upload one document when you submit your reading and screening reports. So I'm not looking for 3 or 4 of them per week. I'm looking for one, and I'll reiterate that on submission deadlines. Discussion board, worth 40 points. We do have a discussion board component of the course, which is under the discussion board right there. I have not loaded the prompts for your first discussion board, which is going to be due tomorrow, Wednesday, June 8th. But by the time you're watching this, the prompt should be up. We have 4 of those for the 4 weeks in class, 10 points per week. You can use your notes, you can use the readings and screenings to respond to the prompts. We have online lectures. This is the first online lecture. We have 7 total over the course of the class, and you've noticed that there are points assigned to them that come from the questions that are being asked as I speak. Hopefully you're answering those questions if you haven't done so already. You get points for watching lectures, so don't just ignore them. They become a somewhat considerable part of your grade. 35 points out of 300, that's more than 10%. So keep up with the online lectures. There will be 2 per week, although I think the last week we're only going to have 1. And then we have the 3 projects. I'm not going to go too much into those because we'll have the guidelines up, and I'll give at the time they're getting closer to due date, I'll give you more of an opportunity to ask questions. But do keep in mind that our first project, which is a timed visual analysis, will be at the end of week 2. Okay, let's look at the schedule. So you see we've categorized each class by topic. So today is a welcome and a diversity in visual and culture. We have readings and screenings each day. So today your assignment is to read Rebecca Ann Lynn, Laying a Foundation for Studying Race, Class, Gender in the Media, and also to go to this excellent website called the Critical Media Project. I want you to just kind of take a look at it and skim. And you also have a screening today, CSA, the Confederate States of America. So let's keep that in mind for just a second because I want to return. But this syllabus really provides a calendar for you to keep up with the readings and the screenings. You'll notice that the yellow is when are the Wednesdays and Sundays in which assignments are due. So keep that in mind, Wednesday and Sunday. Those are the days that your work will be due. So remember when I said that this course will require a degree of self-discipline. These readings and screenings are on particular days, but maybe you're busy on Monday, June 13th. Maybe you're too busy to give enough time for these readings and screenings. Well, instead of cramming it into June 14th, I'd recommend maybe using that Sunday to use as time for the readings and screenings for June 13th. Again, it's kind of up to you, but it's one of the quirks of this summer format, summer online format, which is that not only is material truncated, but it's also all online. So it's up to you to provide the best space and the best time frame in order to keep up with the demands and requirements of the course. So you'll also see that the weeks are divided into categories too. So, and then at the very end here, we have a nice little note about disability services resources, academic integrity, don't cheat. So let's go back to today's class, because today is June 7th. So to access materials for today's course, you're going to want to click on the Week 1 content folder on the side, and you'll see a nice little note about what we're covering this week. You'll go to our folder for today, and you'll see links to the readings that we have. Here is the Rebecca Ann Lind reading. So, and then here's the link to the website we were just at. So each week, or each class actually, I'll provide sort of an introduction. I'll give you maybe some vocabulary to look for, but in the reading and screening reports, it's going to be your job to take notes at a very basic level, but also be asking kind of critical questions about concepts and vocabulary. Keep in mind, if we can go back here for just 1 second, sorry to do that, I do have some pointers here under syllabus and course information about how to be successful when doing your reading and screening reports, and how I'll be grading them as well, which is for accuracy as well as displaying a level of thoughtfulness in your understanding of the assigned content. So let's go back to today's course. So here are the readings, as we said. Here's a link to the screening, CSA, the Confederate States of America. If the screening is on Amazon or Netflix, I'll let you know. So you'll be able to reach them in the right places. So you'll also see here is a link to Lecture 2, which you'll have to complete by Sunday of this week. It's on intersectionality, which is also our topic for Friday's class. So again, this is where it's going to be important that you remember what's going to be due this week. So due tomorrow is the lecture you're watching now, plus our first discussion board post. Due at the end of this week is the second lecture on intersectionality right there, and your reading and screening reports for week 1. Now remember, as I stated earlier, you're not going to be turning in 3 different reports. Even though there are 3 different topics this week, you're going to be submitting 1 document that's labeled and divided between these 3 content areas. Okay? So you can certainly, you're free to take a look at the course, see what we have. I haven't entirely populated everything yet, but again, by the time you're watching this, maybe it will be a little bit more populated than what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so keep in mind that we are going to be going at a pretty quick pace. So it's really important that you stay proactive, that you designate blocks of time to give yourself to watch and read. These, I guarantee you, are worthwhile screenings. They're worthwhile readings. With the readings, I've tried to stay within about a 20-page limit, 20 to 25 pages, give or take. Sometimes that changes. So, for example, these readings that are due on Thursday, they're a little bit more dense, and as a result, they're only about 11 or 12 pages. But don't treat that lightly. They are tougher readings. But for example, maybe later in the semester, the readings aren't quite as dense, maybe a few more pages. And you'll notice that we also have some optional readings as well if you're interested in a particular area that you might want to further develop for your final paper project, your 3rd project. Okay, before we leave and before we finish for today, I'm going to go over some basic definitions that we're going to be working with this semester. Our first definition is race, which is the marker of difference and categorization based on physical characteristics, such as skin color. Race is a little bit different than ethnicity. Ethnicity might include factors such as skin color, but it also includes cultural heritage, political heritage, religious identity. Gender is cultural signification that is ascribed to a person's biological or physiological sex. It's an interesting definition because we're looking at the word cultural signification before we look at biological or physiological. I think it's important to remember that. Sexual orientation, which is a person's physical or emotional attachment to a person of the same or opposite sex. The acronym that we use to refer to non-heteronormative sexual orientations are LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning. And then our final definition is class, category of identity based on social and economic status. I'm going to put this basic definition chart on our Blackboard page so you can have a baseline to work with or to work from as you keep going through our course. And I want you to remember that if you have any questions about the class, about grading, about assignments, anything, you're always free to email me. I've also, again, created a Blackboard forum under the discussion board for you to ask those questions. So, that being said, I think I'm ready to sign off. This was Lecture 1 for FMS 410, and I will see you later in the week.